Bitcoin situation. 10 storm rounds, we can see that Bitcoin is sluggish. It's not doing much. It's always in this range. And you can see that the Crypto-Quebec indicator works very well. So we place it on the line for the bank. We come to the other line lower down, we go up, we're blocked by the middle of the channel, we come back to the lower line. So here we stop, we come back, and we try not to miss out, not to break the middle of the channel. Impossible. To break the middle of a channel, we need a vector. We don't have one. So we stop here, we bounce, bounce, bounce. And Market Cipher tells us the stochastic is recently updated. The RSI isn't moving, but the stochastic is, to send on Market Cipher. But now we're starting with momentum. We can see that the VWAP is trying to go down. So if the VWAP goes down, we're going to go down. And that's what I think is going to happen. We're going to go to the 4-hour chart to understand. And on the 4-hour, because you see there's a distribution pattern. What is a distribution pattern? I'll show you right away. So you take the pattern 1 distribution. You can find it on the internet, actually. And you can see there that we climbed up. And we climbed up. Here we see it clearly. Not clearly. Not clearly. Well, then I'm going to show you. And I'm going to zoom in here just to explain what's happening. And then look here. Here it is. After you bring it down, after you come back, after you push it up, after you come back, you make a peak. You did that. And after that, it makes a long peak. My indicator with which it is done. Exactly what I did. And now we've made this peak. And now we're leaving. So that's what's happening with Bitcoin. The only way we can change this dynamic, in fact, is with a vector. When you see that we're entering the middle here of the channel, we have vectors, vectors, vectors. And then, obviously, it's going to go down.
Returning to Bitcoin. So what's going to happen for Bitcoin? Obviously here, it's the weekend. It's a fair value gap. So this zone here needs to be filled by tomorrow morning. So obviously on the way down, we'll come and test this zone here. I haven't done anything yet. I'm not making a move to close the CME gap. It's a market move. So obviously in the next few hours, what's going to happen? I don't know if the Chinese are coming, the Asian market, but the Asian market, when it arrives at 5, 6 p.m. Sunday evening, it's always good. The market starts again, and there are a lot of trading opportunities. I don't make more than my trades. I take them at the end of the Asian market, at the beginning of the European market. That's where I've always made the most money, because in fact, it's very easy to predict. There are no news that can tip the market's balance, so it's really an excellent place to trade. So in the next few hours, we see it going up. Obviously, it's going to make some moves here. We're going to check this zone here, like this, and we'll see if the move is confirmed here. The next few hours will confirm. The only way to cross this is with vectors. It's going to happen, even if I say here, to cross this resistance zone, we'll need a lot of new vectors. We'll have it, so we go up. We'll come here, and obviously it will need a lot of new vectors to cross the middle of the channel. And otherwise, it will be an excellent place to short. Because if it does this, like this, in fact, if it does this like this, it will go lower to the next level, which will be here. And here, the opposite. If it does this like this, arriving here, we decide, it will go to the next level, and then we'll decide. All we need to see is whether there are vectors or not, whether the market, in fact, the stochastic RSI is at 100. Now, the stochastic RSI is moving. The RSI is following, because the stochastic RSI pulls on the RSI. The RSI pulls on the momentum. The momentum pulls on the VWAP. All this holds together. It's Sunday noon.